2, 1, action!
Hi, and welcome back to Miss Profile. We're your hosts, Darlene
and Mishi.
So we already talked to you guys about a couple of topics now.
Yes.
We discussed usernames and the right username for your profile. We discussed the right profile picture and how to hold yourself in the best light. And now we're on to online communication,
which is such a good topic. That's when you really get to the brink of who's reaching out to who and what's appropriate and is the timing right and did I wink or did I flirt correctly? I mean, so many different levels of communication that we just want to give you some best practices and give you a tutorial on what's going to work out for you.
So we're going to break this up into two parts, the beginning and the back half. So we're going to keep it going right now and then we'll pause, break, and then come back to see us next time. So, Mishi, out of all the sites we've already discussed, all the apps we've already discussed, maybe things are the same, maybe they're different from the past, but who should make the first move?
You know, I go back to the traditional days, and I really think that the man should make the first move.
As do I.
I think it's appropriate for a man to kind of establish his footing and tell me that he's interested in me. Because at the end of the day, if I reach out to him, and I know I'm not the only female thinking this, but at the end of the day, you want to know that your man has always been interested in you.
Yes.
And he reached out to you first, right, ladies? Right? I mean, to me, it means something. But we are in a new day and age, and here in the millennium, women are empowering. Women are reaching out, making that first
move.
that first flirt, that first like, that first turn, exactly, whatever it is, and letting them know, I like you, I'm interested. Hear me loud and clear.
And I agree with you, and I think we're going to move deeper into that in a little bit. And because there's so many ways to reach out now. So on our apps, we have nudges, we have winks, we have flirts, we have, I'm going to make you my favorite, and you'll know about it, I'm not going to reach out to you.
Yeah, who does that?
Exactly.
I've had so many guys put me in their little favorite category list or little I like you.
And now he's aware.
Exactly. Now I already know, right? And he won't message me. What's up with that, man? Tell me why you won't say anything. I don't understand. Mm-hmm. And I'm like waiting because I'm like, oh my God, I'm his favorite. But I'm really not.
So how many favorites are there?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like your favorite
1,000.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, there's no street cred there.
Okay, so if I'm a guy or a gal and I nudge you, wink at you, flirt with you, or say I send you a message or an email and you don't respond to me, do I show you that I really like you and I wink at you again or send you an email after my initial wink, or do I take the passive-aggressive hint?
You know, that's a good question because that happens day in and day out. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think for me personally, and to you viewers out there, who knows, maybe your opinion is the same as mine, but I feel if somebody reaches out to you in any type of communication that's impersonal, they've reached out to you. Yeah. So you don't need to do it again.
In online communication, even if your power's down, once it comes back up, I reached out to you. They're going to get the hint. They're going to get the wink.
Even when people text message you and they decide to text message you again and again, question mark, ... exclamation, whatever emoji you call out, the bottom line is we got the text.
Is there a stalker emoji?
No, but there should be.
Exactly.
The bottom line is, I think at the end of the day, you're reaching out, and that's a lot of self-confidence as is. Somebody got the message. Even if you're not interested, just say, hey, how's your day going? Hey, how is it? Thank you so much for reaching out, but I'm dating someone else at the moment, or I'm occupied.
And I think it's okay and I think it's okay for me as, say, the guy in this case, to be aggressive and do the first wing, do the first email. And it's okay for the guy to be as aggressive as possible, reaching out to as many females as he finds attractive or for him. Same thing for the girl. If you want to, if you're that type of woman and you want to make sure that you're putting yourself out there, it's okay to scroll through and like as many people as you like because you want to see what connections you can make. But one's enough. Don't keep attempting to reach out to the same person over and over because they're gonna get the hint. Like,
exactly.
You like them.
And I will say this though, for some guys, they've reached out to me a couple times, and to be honest, I'm not even checking the app to know that somebody has reached out to me. But lo and behold, I'll see like 4 or 5 marks in there that recognize, oh my God, I need to go check why I have 5 different messages on this one account.
So give it some time.
So give it some time, but I mean, I think 2 times is literally the maximum, and that's just being generous. I would really just say 1.
Yeah.
But also, you have sites out there like Bumble who allow the woman to really be in control. And Bumble, that's why I love you, because the woman is able to kind of take the reins and say, hey, this is my domain. If I want to reach out to you, I feel comfortable in this setting because we kind of already know the rules. We've already established that this is how it's going to go.
Exactly. Okay, so a guy winks at me. I wink back, so now he knows I'm interested.
Okay.
Now what's the next step? What does he do?
So he should definitely start with an average Joe Schmo conversation.
How's your weekend
How's
going?
your week going? How's the day going? I mean, you're not going to sit there and be like, I can't believe my boss yelled at me. Little do you know, I hate my coworker. Like, we're not going to get into
what's
that.
What's your FICO score?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 3 brackets of income.
Where do you fall
into?
I mean, we're not going to go down that realm. We just want to keep it light and steady and really focus on what is appropriate for that slight, minimal 5-10 minute conversation that you should be having. If
and you're
in
gauging
person.
if that person's normal or not, based on what your interpretation of normal is, I guess. But you want to make sure they're holding a conversation and that they're maybe quirky or funny or whatever you want, You're finding out that about them while you're having that initial conversation. It's
important to really get an indication as much as you can of when you feel comfortable or not to make the next step, which is really how are you going to further the conversation on not being on the online site. Is it going to be via text? Is it going to be via email? Whatever the next steps are, it's important that you kind of establish that if you're interested. Yeah. It's important.
So we have the initial conversation via Messenger on an app or an email exchange or whatever it may be. How aggressive is too aggressive?
I mean, if I've talked to you for... it's all about comfortability. Yeah. I must say that. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I've talked to a guy for literally maybe a good hour and felt comfortable with exchanging numbers. We went on an amazing date. I think we dated for well over 2.5 months.
Wow.
And I felt really good, although we were in different points of our lives.
Do you remember what the first question he asked you was when you were on Messenger?
He was really funny, so it wasn't like he asked very specific questions.
It just flowed.
It just naturally flowed because he was so funny, and that showed me the type of personality that I know I'm looking for, which is somebody of humor.
Okay, so next time, guys, we're gonna talk about the next steps in online communication and getting into like when to give your number out. Is it a phone call? Is it a text message? What does that look like?
Yeah, and after you give people are really hesitant to give their phone numbers out at times. You don't want like a stalker coming. You don't want anything crazy, but the bottom line is our next focus is to keep you in line with what you feel comfortable with, because you don't want to put yourself in a dangerous situation and you want to make sure that it's appeasing to both parties.
Exactly. So check us out at mistprofile.com, or you can email us at table41, that's table for the number 1.com.